What's up guys, Rex here, and today we're going to show you how to set up Facerig. So Facerig is a kind of like a program that lets you have a webcam without actually having to use your real webcam if you don't want people to see your face. This is very popular amongst streamers. This is very popular amongst a lot of people who do kind of work where they want to entertain but at the same time still kind of be anonymous, which I think is a great idea. So today I'm going to show you how to set up the whole thing. So let's get started. We go into Facerig. You can buy this on Steam, and you go into Action. Okay, so when you bring it up, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. You'll see your webcam here, and it'll bring up the avatar. You can move this around, so let's move this down here. And as you can see, it's got dots all over my face, so it can track where my eye movements are, it can track all my mouth movements, and it's got face tracker, says okay. But there is some finagling you gotta do to get to this point. So let's come up here. You'll have your list of avatars. The avatars, there's a whole bunch of them that you can use. You got cats, you got demons, and it'll take a little bit to load, but you'll see it's all here. And they have a lot of these for free, but some of them are pay. But as you can see, this pumpkin is like super cool. In fact, we're gonna stay with the pumpkin for now. So when I do this, like when I move from side to side, Facerig will let me Facerig will track everything. Now next you want to come to environments. Environments are the background that everyone's gonna see. So if we say, like, you know, we want like a dark background, we have that. We have this like fun background here, which I think is like a Facerig special. It's Oktoberfest, and it lets you customize your appearance. Next, we'll come up to toggle picture-in-picture mode. So what we just had was picture-in-picture, as you see. So if we go back up here, you'll have both, and there you go. So just keep clicking it, and it'll keep cycling through, and you can either have all your picture-in-picture, which I highly advise you do. You guys can have pretty much whatever you want, and we'll just keep working through. Auto calibrate. This is something you definitely want. So you want to calibrate your camera and your face, so that way everything always tracks properly. And you can have reset tracking if you really need it. Toggle audio based lip sync, which is what I'm doing here. So see, like that. So you want this. This is the whole reason why you have Facerig, is you have an avatar who can speak like you're speaking and move like you're moving, but no one can see you. So you definitely want to keep toggle audio-based lip sync on. Next, you have record the performance and export it as a video. If you really want to keep what you're doing, say you're doing it for like a school project, this is where you would keep it. So you click record, it starts recording, and you click stop. And once you do that, you can save it. So let's close that. Okay, there we go. Next, you want to add text and image overlay. So say you want to add text. Here we go. So say you just want to type in something here like Little Rex 2015 and click OK. And then there we go. Now you can have like this show up on the screen, and when you capture the window on OBS, it will come up with this text too. So it's a way for you to have extra stuff without having to add a lot of extra features. You can reset all configurations if at one point you feel like your friends have like really kind of screwed stuff up. You can reset it all. And then after that, you have it switch to advanced UI. So let's start with that. In the first part of this advanced section, we have the avatars. Let's start at the top. So when you click on your avatar, you can have something like that. I prefer, you know, the normal mode. But then you can have customization. So you have colors and features for some of them that have it. So like for this one, you can scale where how big the left eye pupil is. And you can also do the right eye pupil if you really want to. So you can give your guy kind of like a little bit of its own personality. Props, if you want to add a prop, you can add like a hatchet, attach. There. So now our avatar has a hatchet on him, as you can see here. Behaviors, you can just fiddle with this, enable cross eyes, like, you know, it gives you a bunch of like little wacky things you can do. Like eyelids are independent, track blink, enable auto blink. You can see it's like tracking my eyes, how they're like opening and closing. And it's just a lot of stuff like that. So there's your avatars. Next we have the environments, so you can just fiddle with your environments a little bit more and kind of like make it as detailed as you want it to. And it tells you everything in here about what it all does. you have directional color here, and directional color just lets you switch the main directional color in the dominant light. So as you can see, as you move it around here, here. As you see a different color, like you see, like now he has more of a green hue to him. So there is that, and then you can have the directional, the color lighting, or how intense it's going to be if you want to have like a theme or something. Spotlight, if you really want to do a spotlight, like let's see here, you can have like, it'll give the opposite side kind of a hue to it. And then we have spot attenuation, which is just like the attenuation factor. So it tells you like how intense it's going to be on the right side of the face. And then you have spot emitter size. And as you can see, like all these things, as you play with them, they'll become pretty self-explanatory. So spot fall off, it like tells you how much it's going to, like, it'll just take the spotlight away pretty much. So there is all that. And then spot rotation, spot position. I'm pretty sure those are pretty self-explanatory. Like you can actually just move it in 3D space on the capture screen itself, and that will tell you where the spotlight's going to be facing from. And then you have post-processing. And in post-processing, you have an adaptive curve, tone mapping mid-range. So, or like this is like gonna like darken or lighten it. So you can do that. We also have max range. So that will like really kind of make it white if you take it all the way down there. But you can like kind of play with the lighting on it just a little bit. You have brightness, which is pretty self-explanatory. Contrast, also pretty self-explanatory, but you can see here it just makes it darker or lighter. You have color saturation. So if you want to do like a black and white, you want to do like a super Halloween theme, you can. And then you have Luma threshold, which is your lighting. And then you have Luma scale, which should be the intensity of your lights, or the scale for pixels above Luma threshold. So there's all that. And then we have advanced tracking configurations. So you can do like, you can really play with a lot of stuff here. Like your offset, if you want to rotate your character's head. Okay, so you have sensitivity, where you can just make the side rotation more or less sensitive, depending on how you feel. And then you have smoothing, which will just make the animation more smooth. And you can also have auto calibrate, which is what's on here. And then you have up down. So for stuff like that, you can have your offset, which is like where your character's starting head is. So almost always you'll start in the center here. Then you have sensitivity, as always. So when you have it cranked up, it means like it'll almost be like one-to-one style scaling. And you have smoothness, which is how smooth will it actually be. So all this stuff, as you go through it, you'll see as you want to play with stuff, body up, down, tilts, they're all really the same thing, just over and over and over again. Now, your expressions, you can have like, you can play with your character's expression, like nose up, down, top, min, top, max. It's a lot of just kind of really cool features you can play with for the avatar. After this, we have a karaoke panel. Or I guess if you're going to have like a singing thing on your stream, you can have the karaoke panel when you're capturing the screen. Obviously, the karaoke thing will pop up here. So that way, you can have that. Plus, you can see it on your screen too, which is very, very helpful. Voice effects, if you want to have like an echo or something, you can add a voice effect. And then you just play with the settings as they are. What else do we got here? We got add text image overlay editor. We already saw that. And then we have general options, which is like hide your logo, autosave is turned on or off, use a tracked mode, hide tips. I wouldn't actually advise hiding tips if you don't know what you're doing totally. They are pretty nice to have. Use audio lip sync on key press if you don't want it to do it right away. Enable hooked keys, swap the stream colors. And then you have toggle separate window, where if you really like, this is actually a really nice feature to have, because this way you don't actually have to have the full window up. You can just use this to capture, which is perfect because it looks a lot cleaner this way too. And also, if you want to try and edit stuff, people will see this window and not the window with all the editing tools on it. Where would you like to save screenshots to? You can pick your directory folder. Stream flip, so like if you want to flip anything, then you can do that. I normally use no flip. Flip video input stream, I would advise not to. Screenshot delay, if you want to like time something really funny but you don't want to do it right away, You can use it for that. And then you have your parental controls if you don't want your kids doing it, your keybinds, and your languages. Following that, you have your graphics. Now, obviously, this is like a really important thing. You have to have your webcam. You can set your resolution to high def, so that way now it's like really good. You have your audio recording software. I would set this one, and then your audio playback. Okay, and then we go to graphics, and I always scale it down to 720p just because that way it's easier to push through onto the stream. It doesn't require as much like power. You have sounds, which is your delay if you want to have a delay on your stream, or your noise gate. This is what's going to be what activates your microphone. So as you can see, like this is not working right now, but normally the threshold is where it's going to activate the character's mouth. So using that, that's how you get that set. And then you have performance, which is really just something I don't advise you play with. Just leave it as it is. Like, your main frame app is 60 frames a second cap. Face tracker just 30 frames a second. And audio lip sync is also 30 frames a second. That's really it. So there you go. Just don't touch the performance section. Just leave the performance section alone. Okay, so now how do you get Facerig onto your stream? First you want to hit this toggle broadcast button up at the top here. And then you want to bring in your OBS. Go add virtual capture device. It'll bring up here that says Facerig virtual cam. Click OK. And there you go. Now you have your character on the screen. And it's perfect that way. So there you go. That's how you add your Facerig to your stream. I hope this tutorial helped you guys. If it did, I'm happy. If not, please leave it in the comments below. I'll be happy to help you guys with anything else that you need. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I've been Little Rex, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.